Caritas allows us to put our faith into action and provide a real material expression of the compassion and solidarity that exists worldwide for the people who need it at the time they need it most.
In Africa, you cannot work with only one hand. You need to work with all two hands to achieve more effectively and efficiently. That makes me happier working with 165 countries, because you share what you have in order to address common issues or any issue which is affecting the community.
When disaster strikes, Caritas in the country that's affected by the disaster knows it's not alone. It knows it can send an SOS immediately to the Confederation, calling for help, calling for assistance. And the solidarity across the Confederation has grown tremendously. And that was epitomised, I suppose, with the response to the Haiti earthquake in January 2010.
Après le tremblement de terre, le peuple haïtien a fait preuve, a fait montre d'une grande capacité de résilience, une grande capacité de résistance, mais aussi ça a développé chez le peuple haïtien des valeurs qu'on croyait complètement abandonnées, comme la solidarité, la subsidiarité. Et le peuple haïtien a montré que dans ces situations difficiles, face à la souffrance, on ne peut pas se laisser décourager, mais il faut se mettre debout, et ceci ensemble.
In May 2008, one of the deadliest cyclones hit Myanmar, and the response of the Catholic Church and Karuna, the national and diocesan Caritas members, was absolutely phenomenal. Karuna workers, parish workers, nuns, priests traveled in canoe to areas that no one else could reach, bringing much needed food, medical supplies, shelter. Some of these people had not been reached in weeks, and if it weren't for the grassroots network of the Catholic Church in Karuna, many, many more would have died.
If you have parishes, you have people. If you have people, you have strengths, weaknesses, needs, opportunities. The volunteerism of Christian communities in our work is vast. We are a natural converging point for that build-up to support us in an emergency. We don't know on Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. what it is, but by 7 a.m. on Tuesday we usually know we need this, this, and this, and we can bring these people here, and that becomes a tremendous resource to the international community to say Caritas is present.
The church in southern Sudan is the last large vestige of civil society out there. A network that is as broad as any NGO or UN outreach, and actually has, I think, more credible outreach than currently the government of southern Sudan, because it crosses geographic lines, it crosses ethnic lines, and has a history of being an unbiased advocate for development. It doesn't have an agenda going into these areas. So it was critical to use the church structures, I think, in our advocacy promotion of peace-building messaging and preparation for the referendum. Enabling Sudanese to understand and participate in this, I think, was instrumental.
Fundamental to us being able to respond appropriately to disasters is that we prepare for them in advance. What we can't be doing is making it up when everything is in turmoil. We need to have plans, we need to be prepared, and we need to be able to put those into action when they're needed at short notice.
From 1970, there has been 3 big cyclones. In 1970, more than 500,000 people died. Then 91, more than 300,000 people died. But after the 91 cyclone, Caritas started building these cyclone shelters. And if you take the number of deaths in 2007, it was only 40,000. So number have been reduced gradually and significantly because in 1970 there was no cyclone center, in 91 there were only few, and by now we have more than 500 and 300 of them are built by Caritas Bangladesh.
Caritas est là avant la crise, est là pendant la crise, est là après la crise. Et là, je crois que nous avons quelque chose de tout à fait spécifique, d'unique et de très très important à valoriser. Dans certains pays comme le Congo, les crises humanitaires peuvent durer des années. Dans l'est du Congo, dans la région du Kivu, autour de Goma ou d'Uvira, il y a des déplacés, des personnes déplacées, réfugiés, rapatriés, des camps dans lesquels nous avons travaillé avec la Caritas locale pendant plusieurs années sur des programmes soit d'assistance humanitaire directe, soit de sécurité alimentaire, soit d'aide aux familles pour les familles qui accueillent ces personnes déplacées. Et cette relation dans la durée permet de construire quelque chose de plus solide, de plus durable, qui est déjà orienté aussi vers le développement et pas seulement vers l'urgence humanitaire.
Caritas has led the way in trying to ensure accountability to those people we serve, the people on the receiving end of an emergency, the people who we see on our TV screens, and how we can be accountable to them. And accountability in this context means that those people we are serving, the beneficiaries, but I like to call them people, men, women, children, girls and boys, that they have a voice, and that voice is heard. And that's where Caritas brings so much strength. The national church listens to people on the ground, listens to their voices, listens to what their needs are, and that's what we mean by accountability, hearing that voice and responding to their needs.
Caritas desde el comienzo procura vivir este mandato evangélico de Jesús, estar cerca de los pobres, de los sufrientes, sin considerar cuál sea su condición humana, raza, religión. Muchas veces los pobres y sufrientes han sido empobrecidos, por tanto a Caritas también le compete una dimensión profética de lucha por una mayor justicia y equidad social. Ese es el desafío enorme que tenemos en el hoy de nuestra historia. Dios quiera que sepamos estar a la altura de lo que se nos pide como Caritas en cada país y en el mundo entero.